Okay guys, new information. So I want to get real specific about eugenics. It's basically an ideology that started with Plato, basically acknowledging that there are certain breeds of people that shouldn't really be on the planet, that they're less than. If that's not a projection like you've never heard one, there it is. And so this has been an ancient thought come down, through the masses, where certain people believe this ideology and think that it's okay for them to do whatever they want, because all they have to do is just know in their mind that that person deserved to die. That person deserved that. So it's this mental weird shit. And so all the years down, way back in the day, it's like kings just kill anybody, because they have this mentality, superior mentality, the superior human mentality. So fast forward straight, let's get to Hitler. This is the most familiar experience of eugenics that we all know. And I want to talk about how that started. At that time, Germany was in a really bad place financially. It had no morale. And so people loved Hitler because he came in with like, we're going to make Germany great again. And so people were on fire about that. And, the Rockefellers and others came in and gave him money, and it started, this experiment on humanity. And that's why it probably got so weird, because there was a lot of people wanting this to happen. And they learned a lot from that. So they learned about vaccinations, they learned about mind control, they learned how to break a human spirit and how to just manipulate people. And they also learned a lot of things, and then they also learned about their mistakes. So fast forward, now we're dealing with the new Hitler by the name of Gates, Bill Gates. It's the same thing. It's the same Rockefeller money. It's the same group of people that believe they're superior. And it's an ideology called eugenics. And so what they learned from the Hitlers and what they're applying with the Gates is going to go on to another generation. And I'm going to talk about that. But with the Hitler and Gates connection, they learned from the Hitler experience that you don't want to just go around and, confronting people and telling them, we're going to kill you, and blowing up cities, because that's why there was such a backlash in it, and the experiment failed because it was too out of control. And so now they've learned that, we don't want to build, we don't want to have to rebuild infrastructure every time we have a war. So we don't want to be dropping bombs and, ruining all the infrastructure. That's a huge fail. So they don't want to do that anymore. So now they're just specifically brainwashing and poisoning everybody and vaccinating everybody, which is what they learned through the Nazi in concentration camps. So they're applying all that. They've been applying that for 50 years. Now, and people are learning, right? Now I'm taking you into the future, because it ain't over. They have the new best clean weapon ever. It's called Wi-Fi. It doesn't damage infrastructure. It's just the cleanest eugenic tool they have ever discovered, and they're so happy about it. And so who's our next villain? Elon Musk. He's going to be the villain of the future, because he's just like Gates. He's going through and he's taking all the money and he's pretending like he's got this thing that's going to make the whole world amazing, but it's not. It's eugenics. They've learned, so another thing they learned with the Gates program is that, people kind of know that they're being poisoned, because it's already in the collective consciousness. We know enough about like medicine and health that wasn't really going to work for very long. But with the radiation, with the war weapons, we don't really know about that yet. Very few people know about that. Why? Because they don't let it be discussed. They have not let 5G, 4G, or 3G be safety tested at all because they don't want the reports. They don't want that information. They're just cutting that all off at the end or at the beginning, so that people are begging for this new form of radiation that is the new tool for eugenics. So it's going to, you know, save infrastructure. Nothing is ruined. It's wonderful. Humans don't even know that it's happening. They're blaming it on the microbial. I mean, it's such a great idea if we were all fucking completely stupid, but we're not, so sorry. But letting everybody know right now, you know, so we can still, you know, they build upon their work. They're building upon their own ideas. And so it's wonderful, you know, they're poisoning us through the radiation. We're begging for Wi-Fi, we're begging for 5G, we're begging for smart cities, for autonomous cars, for satellites, and it's all killing us. And people haven't totally made that connection yet. We will, we are, I'm part of it. We're doing this. So here it is. So we can't have this 5G. We can't have any of this stuff at all. It's completely poisonous. It's part of the eugenics program. It's just the next evolution of reducing the population. And this is no longer about Jewish people or black people or about Hispanic people or about Asian people. This is about any people that do not submit. So if you think you're white, if you think you're in the government, if you think you're in the military, if you think you have a police position, you don't. You are just being phased out like the rest of us because you're not necessary. Nothing is necessary because you know what the final stage is? AI. Perfect. AI is going to obey and listen, and all the other human beings that get to be on the planet at that time, they will also already be indoctrinated, and they will be obedient, and they will be listening as too. So this is the plan. This is the long-term plan. So we got Hitler, we got Gates, and we have Musk to look forward to. So don't get all excited. Don't think Gates or Musk is the new hero, like Gates was the new hero. It's all a facade. It's all a part of a eugenics program to reduce and eliminate the nasty human beings on the planet that are eating their food, that are, you know, bothering their vibe. Like, it's just a whole mental fucking ideology that is the virus. So letting you know, let everybody know, because that's what we have to cure. Peace. Yeah, I just want to let you know that they've also taken off one of my videos from YouTube that had like 4,500 views. I was just talking about my thoughts, what I know. Nothing bad, but not what the elite want to be hearing about. So I'm going to have to get off this platform. So I'll be doing that. And then also, I just want to let you know that you may say to yourself, well, why would they try to kill everybody? Because they need us. They don't, actually. The final phase is AI. That's it. Why have a bunch of pesky, like, rebellious humans around when you can have a nice, harmonious platform for control and obedience? AI completely obeys. So, and if the one world government becomes a one world government, they don't have to worry about world war anymore. So that's the solution. That's the end all. So we're either gonna fight it or live it. I'm fighting it.